eventually they started feeling like this. They're like, "Kyle, I'm working out. I'm so fit and healthy. Why do I feel and feeling like this, and I can't even I'm taking a hit boot camp cardio, and my trainer says I need to get no carbohydrates, and I don't have carbohydrates in me, so why can't, oh my god, I'm so healthy now. I'm so healthy now." The people that are the most successful are the ones that are steady over time. They're not the ones that are in a rush to lose weight. It is not just about hard work. It's about steady work over time. Don't expect to go out on the weekend and have 10 Trulies and 10 beers, 3 shots of tequila, and then some super nachos and tell me that you can't lose weight. It takes discipline. It takes discipline. You have to grow a pair of big, hairy balls. Hairy balls are what you need. Big, testosterone-filled, hairy balls, and you have to say no.
I like balls.
We both like balls. I've been getting a lot of people tell me lately, like, "Kyle, I've been working out, I've been hitting the gym, I've been eating better, but I'm not losing a pound." So what's happening is you're not creating a caloric deficit. I don't care what type of diet you're on, whether it's keto, Mediterranean, flexible dieting. If you're not, all of the diets work because, especially when it comes to weight and fat loss, when you're in a caloric deficit. So you have to figure out how many calories you're eating and then reduce that number. I always tell people by about 15 or 20%, because if you're going to be working out, you don't want to reduce your calories too much, because you're going to feel famished, you're going to feel out of energy, you're not going to feel like you're not going to feel very good because your body's going through the stress of dieting. So the big thing here is, as you're exercising, especially if you're exercising, you need to make sure that you're getting enough protein to preserve as much muscle as possible, and make sure that you're not overly killing like high intensity workouts, because as your body's in a deficit, that's a really heavy form of stress for you already. Being in a deficit, having less food than you're normal to, that is a stress that your body's going through. So if you start a workout program that's super intense, like everything is really high intensity, very stressful for the body, your body's already in a deficit and is already lacking nutrients and lacking calories for your body to recover. So you need to make sure that you're not reducing your calories too much. That's where logging in your food is really important. And then overdo your protein. If you think you're getting enough protein, you probably are not getting enough protein, because the worst thing that happens when people start a workout program is that they cut their calories way super low, they work out super hard, so their energy goes up, their output goes up, their energy intake goes down, their food goes down, there's this huge energy deficit, and they start to lose a little bit of body weight, but then they're not getting enough protein and they're not sparing enough muscle. So they end up burning off some muscle as well. And then eventually they started feeling like this. They're like, "Kyle, I'm working out. I'm so fit and healthy. Why do I feel and look like shit still?" Because you're not getting enough to recover. You're not focusing on getting stronger. You're not focusing on putting muscle onto your body. It's so important at the beginning, at the very beginning of your diet, or of when you're trying to lose weight or lose body fat, to get stronger. Don't reduce your calories way too much. Just increase your steps, start walking a little bit more, and make sure that you're getting enough protein for you to recover, because you're gonna end up feeling like this, and I can't even I'm taking a hit boot camp cardio, and my trainer says I need to get no carbohydrates, and I don't have carbohydrates in me, so why can't. It's okay to have some carbohydrate, especially around your workouts. Fruit is not going to make you fat. About 2 months ago, I was 218 pounds. Today I woke up at 208, okay? 2.5 months ago, 10 pounds. Anybody can lose weight when you're in a caloric deficit and you're eating a healthy amount of wide variety of different types of foods. I don't care what type of diet you're on, you need to be in a caloric deficit, but not such a big deficit to where you're feeling like this, "Oh my God, I'm so healthy now. I'm so healthy now." You're just killing yourself. That's why you probably hear me say a few things all the time if you train with me. Take your time, get stronger, don't be in a rush, don't kill yourself. The people that are the most successful are the ones that are steady over time. They're not the ones that are in a rush to lose weight, and they're the ones that don't stress about gaining or losing a pound. They're the ones that do their due diligence, they do some research, they log their food, they understand what's going in, because I don't want to hear that that I don't know, I'm doing everything I can and I'm not losing weight, that is ridiculous. You're not doing everything you can, because if you were doing everything you could, you would be losing weight, which means monitoring your food and being accurate with your food. A lot of times people over or under report their food, meaning when they log their food, they over report, they log too much food, or they under report it, sometimes up to about 50%. So I'm saying if they're logging 1,000 calories, they could be off plus or minus 500 calories. 500 calories is an entire meal. That can either keep you at maintenance where you're not losing weight, or you could be eating too little to where you really feel like crap. So you need to have precision. You need to be accurate. You need to be mindful. Like I've talked about in the last couple of vlogs, you need to be mindful of what's going on. If you're not seeing results, you are doing something wrong. You're not being accurate enough. And that's just the cold hard facts of it. All you should be drinking is water. Don't drink any calories. All you should be eating is real food as often as possible. And strength training. You should be strength training. You shouldn't be running for an hour, for 2 hours, or getting 10 miles in, unless you're gonna go run a marathon, unless that's the goal. But if you're trying to reduce body fat and change the way that you look, you need to strength train. You need to put muscle on, and you need to start enjoying that process of putting muscle on. Not every workout is a cardio boot camp. It's not a high intensity interval training session. It's not, can I do 100 burpees in an hour? It's not, how many bodyweight squats can I do, in 10 seconds? It's you taking exercises that you can progressively overload over time and get stronger. Put muscle on your frame. Don't be afraid to put muscle on your frame. Muscle on your frame is going to increase your resting metabolic rate. That's how your body burns calories at rest. So when I'm sitting there like this, I am burning more calories than someone with less muscle, because I've taken the time to do my due diligence, to do my research, to make sure I'm getting enough protein, to make sure I'm eating just enough calories if I'm trying to put on muscle or reduce body fat. I know it takes a lot of work, and if you're not mentally prepared for the work and you don't want to do the research and you don't want to get your butt off of scrolling on your phone and watching Netflix, or you need to start investing your time in watching vlogs and reading research and going to credible sources so you understand what it takes for your body to get where you want it to go. Because if you're just, it's like the blind leading the blind. It's like, I don't know why I'm not seeing results. Well, because you're not being very accurate. You're not being you need to be more tactile. It's not just about hard work. It is not just about hard work. It's about steady work over time. If you work really hard, you're gonna get really burnt out. I don't care how mentally strong you are. That is going to happen. I've seen people work really hard for 6 months. I've seen people push 12 months. They do 2 hours of cardio, then they take a HIIT class, and then they're not sleeping, and then they're eating 1,000-calorie diet, and they do lose weight, but they also lose a ton of muscle. And at the end of that year, guess what happens? They're burnt out, they're fatigued, they hate going to the gym, their program sucks. Who wants to go to the gym and do an hour of cardio? Who wants to do that? I know only my ultra marathon runners, my triathletes do that, and those people are athletes. Those are people that are eating a ton of carbohydrate, that are preparing themselves for that type of output. So I need you guys to start thinking about, am I being accurate with my food, my sleep, my strength? The cardio and the conditioning stuff is only a tool. That your program should not center around cardio and conditioning. If it's just cardio and conditioning, expect yourself somewhere down the road to fall off that pattern, fall off of your wagon, or find some type of overuse injury, your knees are bugging, or maybe you just get burnt out. Because nobody that I know in my 12 years of personal training likes to show up every single day and do an hour of cardio and then do an hour of HIIT and then eat lettuce and chicken. So I'm on this huge rant right now. I'm fired up because a lot of people, like in my class, or people are texting me. I get a lot of people hitting me up every single day about fitness advice, and I try my very best to get back to as many people as possible. If you come up to me and ask me for nutrition advice, and I say, well, how many calories are you eating? And you tell me you don't know, we cannot have a conversation on your food. If you're uncertain about how many carbohydrates you're eating, or you're uncertain about how much protein you're eating, or fat, or fiber, hi Jacob. Come, Jacob, come. It's okay, I'm on a rant right now. We cannot have a conversation about nutrition unless you log your food. I don't care if you think you're eating healthy. I don't care if you're eating in a deficit and you're not losing weight. That's complete. You cannot come to me and speak to me about nutrition unless you log your food. That's just the way it goes. Because I can't, you can't know if you're gonna see results if you have no clue what's going in. And don't tell me you're eating 1,200 calories, or don't tell me you're eating 1,000 calories, or don't tell me you're eating 2,000 calories if it is not logged in some form of fitness food logging app. Without evidence, you can't be convicted in a court of law. It's the same thing with your nutrition. Out. Okay, that's it. I'm done. That's another thing. I'm not done with you guys yet. Don't expect to go out on the weekend and have 10 Trulies and 10 beers, 3 shots of tequila, and then some super nachos, and tell me that you can't lose weight. I don't want to hear that. It takes discipline. You have to grow a pair of big, hairy balls and suck it up and have some discipline. Hairy balls are what you need. Big, testosterone-filled, hairy balls, and you have to say no. That's just the way. You're gonna have to change some habits. Okay, I'm done. I'm really done this time.
I like balls.
We both like balls.